This is Benson Schools Superintendent Dennis Lohmeyer. Thank you for your interest in Benson Public Schools and for taking time to get information about the Benson Building Bond. I'm going to go through the information that was presented at the March and April 8th public meetings. Please note there will also be a third public meeting, which will be held on Monday, April 20th. It will start at 5:30 p.m. in the junior high auditorium. To begin with, we're going to talk a little bit about Benson Points of Pride. We're very proud of the academic success and achievements by our students here at Benson Public Schools. Benson High School has a 97% graduation rate, which is one of the highest in the state. State average is 81%, which we far exceed. Benson High School students are performing about state average on the ACT test, which is a college prep test. Minnesota is traditionally the highest achieving scoring state in the Union, and so Minnesota is right there with the highest scoring schools in the nation. Benson High School offers more than 14 extracurricular activities. These activities would include speech, one-act play, FFA, BPA, band, choir, among others. In addition, Benson High School also offers over 20 athletic offerings. Of the 21 athletic offerings, most of 15 actually are cooperative agreements with neighboring districts. The co-ops reduce the costs and allow more athletes to participate. The building bond. On May 12, 2015, Benson Public Schools will be seeking voter approval of a $18.7 million building bond. The ballot question, which looks like on the screen, is required by law. There are segments of that are required by law to have on the ballot. And basically it is shall the School Board of Independent School District number 777 be authorized to issue its general obligation school building bonds in an amount not to exceed $18.7 million. And then it goes on to explain what all the parts of the building bond are for. And we'll talk about those a little more as we continue. The building bond, the school board has been working on the building bond for the past 15 months. And it meets the 4 priority areas which were identified by the school board and through staff, student, parent, and community feedback. The 4 areas are to reduce maintenance costs, improve school security, update student learning spaces, and increase preschool opportunities. The district has been intentional and careful in its planning for the proposed construction and repairs. In light of declining enrollment, yet recognizing the district's facility needs, the district has determined the most cost-effective, long-range approach would be to tear down the current junior high and build a new school for grades 4 through 6. And the purpose of this is to meet long-range needs which will benefit all students of Benson Public Schools, as well as being a gathering space for the communities that make up Benson Public Schools. The summary of the project for $18.7 million is to replace windows at Northside Elementary School, tear down the Benson Junior High, the 1928 and the 1950 part of the Benson Junior High, move 4th grade into grades 4 through 6 at Benson Intermediate School, rebuild Benson Junior High spaces to the north of Benson High School, add gymnasium for expanded student and community use, remodel the auditorium, upgrade the high school library, upgrade the high school cafeteria, and provide funds to address deferred maintenance needs, including improved school security, roof repairs, parking lot repairs, sidewalk repairs, among other maintenance needs. On your screen you can see what the proposed building would look like. The brown areas are areas that are current existing structures, and they will be changed. So as you look at this area is the Benson High School Library, and that will be new ceiling, among other things, to bring that up to 21st century learning. The school cafeteria, Benson High School cafeteria, needs a new ceiling. That needs to be repaired, and a couple other upgrades to that to make it learning spaces for Benson Public School students. The brown area toward the bottom is the junior high auditorium. That is used by numerous events and activities, and including dance, band, choir, plays, musicals, among other things. And that would get an upgrade. The ceiling would be replaced, the seats would be replaced, all for a much lower cost than tearing that down and replacing. In fact, the cost of tearing that down and replacing it would be over $6 million. So you can do the needed upgrades to that, along with some of the piping in that area for a little over $1 million. You'll note that the yellow area, shaded area next to that would be a new addition for a gathering space and entrance for the auditorium, so people wouldn't have to stand out on the steps. There would be no steps going in. It would be a flat area going in, so meets people with disabilities can enter that much easier than what we currently have. You notice that the shaded area on the bottom is the 1950 section of the junior high. This section is the 1928 section of the junior high that is proposed to be demolished. That is a little over 40,000 square feet. And then in that place would be adding back a little over 55,000 square feet in this area. That would be the grades 4 through 6 intermediate wing, gymnasium. And then notice in this area, and this is a little different than the other presentation that we had, we've gotten a lot of feedback about our alternative programs, the Area Learning Center, Heartland Girls Ranch, and Chippewa River Day program would move to the existing areas on the west part of the high school. And then the science labs would be rebuilt along with other classrooms in the new construction, new wing area right here. In this area would be science labs and new classroom space. And this area to the west would be our alternative programs, ALC, Girls Ranch, and Chippewa River Day program. And they would move into existing spaces, which would be nice to upgrade the science labs as well. Reducing maintenance costs is one area that was identified by the board and by all the stakeholders that provided feedback on this project as it worked over the last 15 months. And right now, maintaining the junior high 1928 and 1950 sections requires a large amount of dollars, and these dollars then go to maintenance rather than going to classroom space. So tearing down the junior high would eliminate some of those maintenance costs and allow more dollars to go into classrooms and to students. In addition, it would decrease overall energy costs by about 10%. You'll note that in the next couple slides are some of the areas of deficiency in the junior high. After 80-some years, it really has served its purpose for students, and for many, many students that have gone through. You'll notice the exposed walls. Some of the plaster is coming off. It's difficult to hang things on the walls. It's becoming essentially turning into dust or sand on those walls. We have areas, specific areas that are really a challenge for maintaining and costly is water pipes, heat pipes that carry the steam through the walls. You'll notice on the screen some of the areas that have damage as a result of pipes that are leaking inside the walls and are difficult to get to. The picture on the right highlights an area on the floor that had to be replaced. The school was losing over 600 gallons a day from leaking pipes in the floor of the junior high. And the picture on the left is another section that had to be taken up and pipe replaced in that flooring. And the picture on the right is a steam pipe that has that leaked in the wall, and as a result the wall is deteriorating. The second part is improving school security. We all know what's going on in our schools. Unfortunately, there are bad people that are trying to harm students and staff. And so part of that is the student and staff safety is a top priority of the district, and we want to ensure that we have secure entrances both at Northside Elementary and at Benson High School. And the bond would provide dollars to upgrade those entryway doors and provide a secure entrance through a video surveillance system where people would have to buzz to get in, and their presence would have to be a sign-in as they entered the school. Updated learning spaces. Learning has changed over the years, and especially since the learning has taken place in 1928 when the junior high was built, or 1950. We now have students working online. We have students working via ITV and learning that way with technology. And upgraded learning spaces would meet those learning needs and keep our students competitive with other students and keep them competitive globally in our global environment. Another area is increasing preschool opportunities. The district recognizes the importance of high-quality preschool programming, not only for the education of our youngest children, but mainly for the growth and sustenance of a healthy community. Providing more preschool programming for our 3- and 4-year-olds is a high priority, not only to get those students in early, provide an early education, closing the achievement gap, but also as a way to attract more families to Benson schools and grow our communities in our area and in our region. The cost, as you can see on the screen, the average taxpayer market value of a home in Benson School District is $87,100. The average impact on that average home is about $4.33 a month, or a little less than a cup of coffee a day. And you'll notice the homestead residential on the left, the ag non-homestead, and the commercial industrial. I'd encourage landowners to go to Benson Schools, contact Ellers either by phone or by email, and they will be able to calculate the total tax impact, specific tax impact for any landowners, and that is free of charge. And it is typically what they have found to this point is that those that have had a calculation done of their tax impact on their land, that it has been lower than initially thought and initially calculated. So I'd encourage you to have Ellers calculate the tax impact and get an accurate number on what that impact would be. One thing to note about the cost is that building costs do go up each year, on average 8%, actually up to 12%, but an 8% increase would add just about $1.5 million to this project. So waiting 1 year on the same project, the cost would go up $1.5 million just because of increase in building costs. And also indications are that interest rate might go up. 1.5% increase in interest rate would add about $2.5 million in interest cost to the project as well. So waiting would add expense to any project that is completed at Benson Schools. District comparisons, you'll note that Benson School Board has been very faithful and honest in the dollars that they have asked for taxpayers, asking for what they need. You'll note that on the left, the estimated market value of a home is second lowest in the area compared to all our neighboring districts. And on the right is a homestead ag land, which is the lowest in the area with comparison to our neighboring districts. So the Benson School District has been very frugal, not necessarily frugal, but very conservative in their need for dollars from taxpayers. If there are any questions, please contact any of the school board members or Superintendent Dennis Slaumeyer. Certainly encourage you also to go to the Benson School website that is listed on the screen, and you'll notice the icon on the bottom of the screen. Just click on that, and there's lots of information about the Benson Building Bond. One of the things that I'm going to finish with, first of all, is a question that's often asked, is what happens if the building bond does not pass? And simply, the school will continue doing what it's doing. However, it'll continue paying dollars to maintain an old building, and which is taking away dollars from our classrooms and from our students. So by constructing a new school, tearing down the old junior high and constructing a new school, more dollars can go into our classrooms and to students and student learning. Once again, I thank you for your time. Thank you for your time getting more information about the Benson Building Bond. Please contact any of your school board members or school superintendent to get more information. I look forward to any questions or having a discussion about the Benson Building Bond. Once again, that building bond election will happen on May 12th, and polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Once again, thank you for your time.